So this is my fall leaf operation equipment. The lights are key because, as you know, it gets dark very early, and so if you want to mow, if you want to clean up the leaves during the week as opposed to the weekend during the day, this is the only way to do it. So the lights provide nice lighting in the front. In the rear, when it's time to dump, I have our little red light under there for the snow blowing operation in the winter. That way cars can see me if I go on the street. Side strip lighting under the hood as well, again for if I happen to be sideways on the street in the winter time. The other thing I wanted to show you is the attachment bracket that I built for the leaf collector onto the tractor. As you know, these things come with a very big bracket. This one is essentially an angle iron right here, and I made these little brackets that slide into the slot right here. You can see that one right there. So they're slotted essentially, and you do have to use wrenches to remove this, but usually I put this on in the fall and I take it off essentially when the leaves are done, which is usually Thanksgiving week effectively. And so this bracket was a problem earlier with the original one because it essentially, even though the earlier one sort of rested against this back plate, it still tended to pivot a lot, especially when this thing is full. It tends to send the back of the tractor all over the place. So this bracket, again, this one essentially, I made these little ears that slide into these slots that were already here, and essentially the whole thing slides in, and then the bolt secures it down. I welded these again once this was in place, so they're exactly the same spots where they need to be. Again, see, that's the slot right there. And the rest, of course, is just two holes, exactly the way this thing is designed to be. Overall, this Cyclone Rake jetpack vacuum system works pretty good. This is the one that has the soft rubber-like impeller, and it's designed so that rocks and whatever goes around it. I used to have one that had a metal impeller, and it wasn't a problem as far as rocks and acorns and stuff like that. And it probably shredded leaves a little bit more because it's a metal thing. This one, being that it's rubber, I don't think it shreds as much, especially if they're wet. So the bag tends to fill up a little more often, but overall it's effectively the same. If I was to buy this again, I would definitely get the 8-horse engine, bigger hose, intake hose and everything. So that's definitely worth it. Other than that, this thing is a little beat up. As you can see, it's bent over here. These are not original. These are conduit pipes that were bent to do this. The wheels are a big problem actually. They tend to go flat pretty often. There's a lot of force put onto them, especially when the bag is full, and I replaced them a couple of times already. In fact, on the other side I have a solid wheel that I put on just today because the other one kind of blew out, but this one rattles a little bit, so I need to figure out something a little bit better. Sorry for the lighting, so it's late, just finishing up doing this. I wanted to take this video just to kind of share how the Cyclone Rake does, and again, it does very well, but also just kind of to show the rig with the lights. The back ones that I added last year after I did this in the winter time, and so this year is the first time I use them. Very nice. They light up the back so that when you're emptying the back in the woods late at night, or after it gets dark, it's easy to do that. Yes, they do shine in your eyes, of course, when you're back here, but they get the job done. As you know, this whole thing tilts to empty it out. Okay, and you can lock it in place with this sleeve right here, and then you can kind of drive back and forth to empty the until it empties out. To lower it, just lower it down, latch it in place over here, and it stays. There's no need to do anything else. These work the same way, these latches, so this whole thing folds down in the winter time. It goes in the shed very nicely. This whole the engine comes off. You'll see you have another I have another video showing how I replaced the impeller, so you can look at that as to how that comes off. That's it. Have fun with your leaves. Bye.